This is TJ Legacy, host of the Soapboxx Podcast. The live stream will start shortly, but make sure you like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and tell all of your friends and family that the most infamous podcast on all your streaming services is about to go live.
TJ, what's goody? It's HB. Can I just big you up real quick with what you're doing with the Soapboxx? Listen, anytime somebody takes their platform to educate and inform the culture of hip-hop with politics, pop culture, doing what you're doing and being responsible with your platform, I can't do nothing but salute you, TJ. Keep doing what it do. Keep repping for the culture. Nothing but love and respect from me, baby. Peace.
Gentlemen, what's really good? It's Peter Rosenberg, Hot 97, ESPN, WWE, Cheap Heat Podcast, all that. Big shout out to my peoples over at the Soapboxx, all right? My man TJ, Legacy Cole, the whole Soapboxx crew. Incredible new podcast, all right? Politics, pop culture, hip hop, even wrestling on occasion. It's all there. So go subscribe and make sure you tune in to the Soapboxx. TJ, what up, man? Appreciate you.
Peace to the planet. Charlemagne the God here. What's happening, TJ Legacy Cole? Salute to you, King. Salute to the Soapboxx Podcast. The Soapboxx Podcast is an independent black media podcast, and they talk hip-hop, politics, pop culture, mental health, social justice, a lot of my favorite subjects. Check them out, man. Tune in, subscribe to them. You never know. I'm out here looking at all the different podcasts that are moving and shaking out here, because, I got the Black Effect Podcast Network, so I'm going to be checking y'all out, TJ. All right? Keep working.
All right. Yo, welcome. Did you miss me? What's good? It's the Soapboxx Podcast. I am your host, TJ Legacy, and I am joined with the family. What's good? Lady from the North. What's going on, Jesse? How you doing?
What's popping? I'm doing good. I got my snacks over here, so I'm feeling even better.
I feel it. Welcome back, everybody. What's good, Alan York, NYC, in the building. What's up, man?
Yo, man, what's good? It's a pleasure to be back with the fam. I'm feeling good. You know what? I just realized a little bit of something, because I'm doing this the old school Thomas Edison way with a bunch of light bulbs in my face. And now that I'm looking at Jesse, I definitely feel like she has some sort of ring light effect that does the glow. So, it got my wheels turning, man. If I'm coming out here looking real glowy within the next couple of weeks, I've been inspired. I've been inspired.
Is that what you have, Jess? Is that you have the ring light?
I have a box light.
Oh, you have the box.
Okay,
I have the ring.
Okay. We got different shapes, and so maybe I should get the triangle.
Yours is popping, though. Yours is popping. I like yours, actually.
Thank you. We're going old school. I'm just putting a lamp 2 feet from my face, like back in the day.
You like a rotisserie chicken. I'm
just baking. I'm baking. I'm in the oven right now.
So, hey, at least you save some money.
Like, hallelujahs.
Yo, how was everybody's holiday? Yo, Soapboxx Nation, we're so glad to be back. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Soapboxx Podcast with 2X. Thank you for your following us on your listening to us on your streaming services. Shout out to anybody who had us on their top 10 or top 5, I think it was, on Spotify for listening to us in 2020 and supporting us. We actually had a really big year. We're trying to finish strong and make sure that we're giving you authentic commentary and content for you. So how was y'all Thanksgiving? Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving?
Mine was super low key. I stayed in the house. I was not trying to be around anybody because, coronavirus. So I just spent it with my family, nice and peaceful.
It would be irresponsible if somebody had a big Thanksgiving, like invite 37 people and they were like a hip hop star, Cardi B. But I'm glad that you just say you had a responsible Thanksgiving.
You just had to throw that in there, huh?
Listen,
okay.
We didn't have Cardi B on the show. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, spoiler alert. We have no Cardi B on the show today. That was my one jab. Okay. There we go. Alan, how was your Thanksgiving?
In defense of Cardi B, I feel like the house is so big. Those 37 people could probably have quarantined for 2 weeks there without leaving. But
so she's just gonna stun on us like that, huh?
Yeah, it's very possible. My Thanksgiving was cool. I actually ended up having to cook.
What?
So, yeah. It was a long story. I actually didn't plan on really doing much of anything, but I ended up being with just my mom and my sis. So we kept it real small, and I had to do the cooking. You know, we're not really gonna get into the details, but if anyone asks, I'm a 3-star Michelin chef.
3-star Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee. And since my mother does not have a Facebook to counter that, that's my story, and I am sticking to it.
Oh, okay, because she could be like, look, this boy in the kitchen.
Listen, there'll be no commentary from the peanut gallery. So we're just gonna go from I'm a 3-star chef. Let's do it. I'm working to 5.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good Thanksgiving. I spent it with my niece and my nephew. I actually didn't do the whole food thing because I'm actually currently trying to do this like dieting thing. So I actually skipped the Thanksgiving type of meal festivities and just kind of watched football, did the protein shake, did the salad with the lemon juice, and said God is love. I mean, my stomach was furious, but yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did this year, man, because we're trying to get right, working on some things. But speaking of,
but wait, I'm sorry. Before we get into that, what type of shake did you have? Was it like a turkey and stuffing shake? Like, is this?
No, it's literally like a Premier protein shakes. Like you have to I bought them store bought.
So you could do like a cranberry sauce shake, you know?
What I did was I got 8 ounces. I had 8 ounces of grilled chicken. Pop that in the air fryer. Put a little lemon zest on, a little lemon juice on it, and then have my salad and my lemon, my Crystal Light, and I was good to go. Watch the Cowboys lose and watch the what was the other game? Deshaun Watson tear it up. So for everybody who's listening, I hope you did have a great Thanksgiving. Now we're on to the Christmas holiday. It's still, I don't know about you guys, but it just doesn't feel, I guess this is an older thing, like it doesn't feel like Christmas to me. Like, is that weird? Like, it doesn't feel like the holiday, like the actual holiday season to me.
No, you're definitely right. My barber was actually just telling me that not too long ago. So you're right.
Yeah, I feel like you lose your, like when you're older, it's you don't get that holiday Christmas, because Christmas, unpopular opinion here, Christmas is actually pretty whack, right? Christmas lasts from 7 a.m. to actually to like 12
a.m. to take your money, okay?
Christmas is whack. But what is dope is from the Friday after Thanksgiving till Christmas Eve, like all the pageantry and, when it wasn't COVID and we could go to different stores and like people watch or go see lights and stuff. Like, I like the Christmas festivities, but I haven't felt the Christmas, spirit yet. I gotta work on that. I don't know. Is that different for you, Jess? Because you have kids? Are they like, yo, it's Christmas time? They hitting you up with lists and all the good stuff?
My kids are super excited for Christmas. And I was always excited when I was younger, but now it's really not the same because, I have bills and stuff. But they're excited. So I guess that's what matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking, but sometimes we can be a little overzealous, and I want to throw it to you, Jess, because there was some trouble at Houston. We have a problem over at the True Kitchen this week. So let's get to the stories. Jess, listen.
There was no trouble. It was just an owner making a thing out of nothing, because that's what people do these days. Everything has to be a big deal. Nobody can just relax. Everybody got to stick to their ass. So
I know that's right.
Video, right? Do we have a video? Can we?
We do have the video.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept, so black people can have somewhere nice to go to. Okay, somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a. Come on, stop the music, please. Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out, because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
Okay, so that was super extra.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Extra. First of all, look, let me tell you something. Okay, you're trying to create some type of whack ass environment. I feel like if I can go to a restaurant and dance and eat and have a good time, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I feel like he's I can't even explain what he's doing. Is just, I feel like he's trying. I can't even take the words out of my mouth.
I can explain it.
No, you can't explain it. Because, there's different ways to go about certain things. First of all, if you really felt like that, why not just go and talk to them and approach them and talk to them amongst them?
He did.
No, he announced it to the whole restaurant.
No, there's actually, we don't have clip of that, but he actually went to them each table individually prior to his announcement, just for edification.
Saying what?
Saying, can y'all please get the fuck off my couch? Can y'all please be, chill out, stop the twerking, please? He even released the video the surveillance cam and was like, yo, and apparently folks was not having.
Yes. Okay. First of all, if you don't want people dancing like that, don't have that type of music playing in the background. Have something else playing in the background. Okay. Number one. Number two, is there anywhere in your little set of rules that says people are not allowed to dance, people are not allowed to twerk? No, there isn't. So please relax. Like, I'm sorry, but he did too much. But then again, on the other side of the spectrum, I'm not trying to sit there and watch people twerk while I'm eating either, if that's not what I went there for. But
which is it? Which is it? Is this twerk-free environment, or is it you want to have a meal? Is it twerk and eat? Is dinner twerk and eat, or is it?
Doesn't he convert that spot into like a nightclub, anyways?
That's not the point. He didn't want you twerking.
Okay, no, he needs to relax. Sorry.
Okay, Alan, your take.
Listen, I do feel well. Also, in a second, I do see that there is some footage of him walking over and talking to the young ladies. To my understanding, that this was, I guess, a last straw. But at the same time, two things can be true, right? It is okay that he does not want people standing on his furniture in the middle of brunch. It is true that he could be okay or not okay with someone standing on the furniture and putting their hands on the glass in the middle of brunch. That could be true. What also could be true is he should not have messaged that like that, because at that point, if you're addressing only one group of people, even if it's a couple of group of people, it's extremely easy for you to utilize the DJ, which I'm sure has a microphone that you pay to make announcement, to just be like, hey, love y'all. Please, if y'all could just get off the couch, you know what I'm saying? You can make this announcement several times. And I do think that it's a little like it's almost poetic justice that he's doing that, and like Hot Girl Summer is playing in the background, because you are kind of setting a certain ambiance, right? And like I said, even if you don't mean to do that, you see he's yelled at the DJ, you have your DJ to defuse situations like that in a very calm and even a joking manner. Like, DJs spin stuff like this all of the time. He didn't necessarily need to come out and give anybody a lecture about twerking, respectability, politics, because now you just kind of look crazy. So, like I said, two things can be true, and he definitely just handled that all wrong as a business owner. And they say it's like, I feel like a lot of times with business owners, it's like being a referee. The less you hear about them, the better. Like, a lot of times you have to be out of sight, out of mind. You got to let other people handle that, because you are the face of your brand. And, I think there's just a backlash. And not to say that like his feelings weren't valid for that one specific moment, but I think you go over the line once you start lecturing people about respectability, politics, and XYZ. Nobody wants to hear that, man. I just finished my steak and my eggs, brother.
Exactly.
I'm not twerking. Don't talk to me like that.
Alan, I am so glad that you said that and you made that point. But you're dead ass wrong. Okay, you're a dead ass wrong because I'm telling you, one, it's the brothers, it's his restaurant. Two, he asked you nicely. He went over and said, you know what, can y'all please just kind of, chill out, whatever. Two, it's a liability thing. If you're standing on top of chairs and stuff, and you're standing on top of something that was glass, that it could break, and then he's liable to get sued, right? So when he's trying to come to you and speak to you like an adult, now as a restaurant owner, he has to set it off and let everybody know, listen, this is what I'm at, but this is where I'm at with the whole situation, right? Now, the whole music, he shouldn't have played certain. Look, they play music like this. They would have never done this at a white establishment. Would never done this at no Applebee's. I've seen Applebee's play trap music, play all sorts of music. People not doing all that. They're doing the most. What the problem is, I believe it's because anytime a brother says something with a little bass in his voice, and he's like, yo, y'all can take it or leave it. And he also did say, I don't need your money. So if you're a patron at this restaurant, you don't actually have to show up anymore. You could have got up and been like, if you don't need my money, I'm going to just bounce and leave right then and there. Because he was perfectly fine. He gave you an out if you don't like what you got to say. So he had to give him, hit him with the Martin and the Pam. Yo, y'all get the fuck out. I don't see nothing wrong about it because once his delivery once I saw him going to them individually, and then they still, after he talked to them, got up and did the same thing he just asked them not to do. Well, then now he had to take it to another level, and he shouldn't have to penalize other people who like the music that the DJ's playing because there's adults that don't know how to actually conduct themselves. It's not about being about respectability. It's about a certain decorum. You can't do everything everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just not a thing. I don't know if y'all knew this. Alan, I know you know me for a long time, but there was a time where I actually was a restaurant manager, and I had a situation like this happen. And I got a clip. It's so funny. I got a surveillance clip of what I told those people. Hold on.
Get the fuck out.
Oh, yes, that's how I would handle the situation.
But you know what? I don't think anybody would have had a problem with that. If you talking to those people individually, I don't have nothing to do with it. Don't yell at me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't need to approach the whole restaurant the way he did. That was unnecessary. Okay, he went up to them. They still wasn't listening. Then, kindly or ask them to leave, or however you said that you just did it. Ask them to leave. But you do not need to address people who
get the fuck out.
Whatever.
Listen, the man in his establishment, I think if he spoke with them individually, and he's telling them, hey, it's time for you. Can y'all please? He don't want to kick you out because that's embarrassing. You don't want to lose customers. You're like, look, I don't want to kick you out or anything. Could you please just not do it? But when they up on his couch, like damn, Dave Chappelle playing Rick James saying "F your couch," it's a problem. It's a problem. And the thing is, I actually like what he said because he wanted to let his customers know this is my vision for this place. And if you start doing that type of stuff in this place, it's going to depreciate. As a business owner, it's going to depreciate the value of what he's trying to do. He's not trying, and he gave them options, which he didn't have to. He said, look, y'all can go to these other places that do that. But over here, it ain't rocking that way. So
yeah, but there's another way he could have just said that, delivered that. I'm sorry, I do not agree with the way he approached that. I do not. I don't need your money. Okay, then why'd you open a restaurant? You do need their money some way, in one form or another. You need their money. Because
all right,
no, I'm sorry. The way he spoke to people in that restaurant was unnecessary. I understand what you're saying, and I understand the message he was trying to deliver. I just feel like he could have delivered it differently. And I feel like if that's not the environment you're trying to have, then don't set the environment like that. Don't have that type of music playing in the background. And like Alan mentioned, he could have had the DJ announce it in a way where it would have been less offensive to people. That's just my opinion. I just don't like the way he approached it at all.
Let me give you an example. I was at a doctor's office, and they, you know how they have Sirius satellite radio going on. They ended up playing an edited version of WAP. Now, was I supposed to, forgive me, was I supposed to get up on the waiting table with all the magazines and start twerking? Would I have been within my right if I started twerking and doing all the body yaddy and all this other crap? Would I have been within my right?
Are you comparing a doctor's appointment to brunch?
No, what I'm saying is that we talk
because that matters.
No, they said you shouldn't have played the music. It's the music. Now I've been to other bars and they play rock music. They didn't start a mosh pit, but if they did, would they be
listen?
Right?
If Sweet Caroline comes on at a bar and it's more than 3 white people, you know what's going down, my brother. You know it. Don't do that. You know.
Right. TJ, let me ask you something. What is something that's trending right now that everybody's doing? I'll answer that. TikTok dances. No matter where you are, there's people dancing. There's dance challenges. So people are dancing everywhere. They're dancing in stores. They're dancing in restaurants. They're dancing everywhere. So what's the difference between these folks dancing and TikTokers doing a challenge out in public to a song?
Because you're at a restaurant.
Oh, it doesn't matter. There's people doing challenges at restaurants. There's people dancing at restaurants. Like I said, I get it. I get it completely. I don't agree with the whole being on top of the furniture and dancing on top of furniture and tables. I don't agree with that. But whatever. They're having a good time. They're not starting any trouble. I just feel like there was a different way he could have approached it. That's all.
And this is why I put on my Facebook, I said, listen, fellas, stop taking women on dates who want to go to nice restaurants. If all they want to do is go to restaurants and twerk and order chicken fingers, just Netflix and chill. They could have twerked at home with their meal, a nice hot and ready pizza and some twerking. They would have been in heaven. Just don't go to True with the bullshit, because clearly that guy is not with the shits. And he was comfortable. Also, he was comfortable with losing revenue. But Jess, you also said something about TikTok, and we do have a new TikToker who who was trending in the trending. Oh, before I get this, Soapboxx Nation, excuse me, folks who's not watching this on stream. We have Soapboxx Nation that wants to chime in on the topic. Okay, so let's read off some of these. Carrie had a few things to say. Carrie, what's up, Carrie? Thanks for tuning in. She said his delivery was the problem. The next one, she says he could have switched, the DJ could have switched the music. Alton, he said he was right, but he needs to switch the music. So we're blaming the music. He said don't want twerking, play Kenny G or some jazz music. Brother, I know some good jazz songs that women have twerked to. It's okay. It don't matter. It ain't about the music. It's about who you are as an individual and the decorum. That's what I believe.
Music is ambiance.
Huh?
Yeah, definitely the ambiance.
Music creates the atmosphere, though.
Listen, I've heard Jeezy's Cash Money taking over for the 99 and 2000s in professional settings, and I didn't just go run up behind no girl and try to, start dancing. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Even if the spirit wanted me to, when that song plays, I didn't do that.
Brunch, though, is brunch. Context is king. Brunch is normally a twerk-friendly place.
But
what's
wrong with somebody telling you to just sit the fuck down? Is that offensive?
Just stay off people's furniture, please.
Thank you. That's it.
I think we all agree there. Stay off people's furniture.
True. Alan, what's going on with our
Wait, I'm sorry. Can I just say one more thing? Because I just thought of something when you said that. I'm sorry. I know we got to move on from this topic. I just have one thing to say. Why, if it was a Kardashian twerking on the counter or Beyonce, for example, you think he would have acted like that?
One, let's not act like they're the same thing as Beyonce. And two,
okay. All right, go ahead. Let's go. Move on.
Kardashians don't twerk. It's impossible. Did you see the video with Prince and Kim Kardashian? She tried to twerk and Prince kicked her off the stage. Kim Kardashian can't twerk. It was very sad. Yeah. That's a fact. It's a scientific fact.
And they can probably pay if they break the couches. So that's a good insurance policy.
trust me, if you have Kim Kardashian or any celebrity coming to your restaurant and they want to twerk, well, guess what? That's going to bring additional revenue because they're going to bring more people that want to see them and stuff like that. You know what? I actually blame y'all because y'all was cool with the strippers twerking for people to go vote. Now people in Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's America, this is what we got going on. So I actually blame Alan and Jesse.
Hey, whatever gets the job done.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, look, this didn't happen in Trump's America. This did. I'm telling you.
Oh, we are still in this utopian America that you call it Trump's America.
We got two presidents. Anyway,
and a substitute teacher.
Go ahead. Talk about President 44 and his daughter.
Speaking of dances, speaking of TikTok, and TJ will pop it up in a minute. I don't really have too much to elaborate on it. There's a young woman. She's like 19. She's in college right now. But our homegirl, our homegirl Sasha Obama is doing her little TikTok thing, man. TJ, let the street see it. Let the street see it.
Bitch. Corvette, hop in a motherfucking jet like that. Them like that, them and that like that. They were like, Pop, why you all like that? Why you tall like that? Why you all like that? I'm up for Eddie, I'm up.
So yeah, you know,
go to your room. Too much. Too much. Go to your room, Sasha. God. Go ahead. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, listen, she's 19 years old now. A TikTok came out with her and some of her people doing a little TikTok dance, man. You know, I was a little bit alleviated to see that there was one brother in there. You know what I'm saying?
I was looking, boy.
Yeah. My son was in the background, you know, getting jiggy and all that. So, you know, shout out to Sasha Obama. It's always good to see the youth grow up and right before our eyes. You know, it seems like she's adjusting very well.
She's at Michigan, right?
I don't know if she's at Michigan.
I can Google that real quick, y'all. Let me see. Sasha Obama.
Actually, she is. She's at the University of Michigan.
University of Michigan.
Yeah, so she is at
go ahead, twerk your little heart out. Go ahead.
So she has what the streets call a PWI. So you know that's a predominantly white institute. So you know she's gonna be around some white people. So a lot of people were a little bit up in arms about that just because of her sister's dealings and mishaps and leak footages. But that's not this. They're friends. They're doing a TikTok video. They're chilling. They're having
smoking weed or something and just kind of vibing out at a concert.
Yeah, but like a couple of those videos dropped, and people were like, "All right,
this is Jess's generation. This is Jesse. What do you say? Our avid TikToker on the Soapboxx Podcast. Do you think there should have been any controversy with her doing TikTok videos?
No, and this shouldn't be a topic because she's having fun. She's young. She's in college. She's doing what people her age are supposed to do. Y'all just need to leave that girl alone.
I was actually hitting the books in college. I was not doing TikTok.
Oh yeah. Okay. I guess you never did parties. I guess you never did anything. But let it be a crime that she's making a TikTok video. Okay.
No, I had a ball.
That she wasn't twerking. I mean, because you know that's a thing.
No, I actually didn't have a problem with it. I'm not even gonna lie. I did it as long as I was like it. Now, if it was just her. And it wasn't a brother there, and it was just a whole bunch of like white kids, and then Sasha Obama doing a thing, and then doing a TikTok video, and they released it. I'm like, yo, you gotta watch your surroundings. So salute to whoever that brother was, making sure that hopefully that's the one that was kind of keeping an eye out, because I'm not saying that there's anything wrong. You can have your white friends, but just sometimes I feel like with the Obamas, they got to be careful with his children. They got to be careful because they can be exploited, right? If they do stuff, and because they're not in predominantly African American circles, so you can't trust all of the people regardless of race, but specifically those white kids out there, you can't trust them that they have their best intention at heart. So I'm glad that she was out there having her fun, go blue, having a good, living her best life. I've never heard that song. Am I getting older? Is that a TikTok thing? My nieces are into TikTok, but I'm not like, I have it on my phone, but I don't have a TikTok. Am I supposed to like?
No, you shouldn't do anything.
Okay, it's too late for me.
No, yeah, we good. We straight. We ain't got, no, you ain't got to adapt. It's all good. We'll be all right.
What about you, Jess? Jess is an avid TikToker. Jess, how do you
TikTok.
Look at A, like A. I love TikTok.
I love TikTok. I love watching people do different dances. I be trying to do some of them myself, but some of them are really hard. And like, because I'm getting older, like it's harder now to like try to learn some of these dances. They just be like really complicated and just doing the most, but it's enjoyable. I like watching them.
Yeah. No doubt. Soapbox Nation commented Christian Lloyd Suarez, guest of the show, attorney, been on the show a couple times, said what's up, fam. So he's just saying what's up to the crew. Hey man, thank y'all. Hey, keep them coming, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Go ahead, Alan. On a more serious note, what did 44 Sasha's dad? I guess we can say that. Eventually, we'll say that Sasha Obama's dad was in the news for something. And he ruffled a lot of people's feathers.
Yeah, Obama, number 44, made headlines because he called defund the police a quote unquote snappy slogan. To paraphrase, and we will get to the actual quote, essentially he was saying like, anytime that you have certain quotes that may turn around or for lack of a better term, anytime that you have a slogan that may automatically turn people off, it can be counterproductive to getting certain things done. But like I said, don't take my word for it. I want you guys to hear it from 44 himself, who has been on a crazy pressure run talking to any and everybody these last couple of weeks because of his new book that is out. TJ, we got that footage.
Yes, sir.
I guess you can use a snappy slogan like defund the police, but you've lost a big audience the minute you say it, which makes it a lot less likely that you're actually going to get the changes you want done. But if you instead say, let's reform the police department so that everybody's being treated fairly, divert young people from getting into crime. And if there's a homeless guy, maybe we send a mental health worker there instead of an armed unit that could end up resulting in a tragedy. Suddenly, a whole bunch of folks who might not otherwise listen to you are listening to you. So the key is deciding, do you want to actually get something done, or do you want to feel good among the people you already agree with?
Yes. So now, of course, just the headline, Obama calls defund the police a quote unquote snappy slogan, got the people ruffled up in feathers. Now, so what I will say, and what I do tell people all of the time is, Obama, at least within the last 12 years or so, has never been any sort of radical, right? Obama has always been a politician's politician, but as a ground community organizer, it is within his expertise to get people together. And of course, if you are in America, as a black man, you also do have to have some sort of talent of reeling in people from the other side to see your point of view. Now, a lot of people were kind of mischaracterizing what he was saying as if he does not support the action of defunding the police, which is not true. There's been plenty of studies that's come out within the last couple of months, actually probably since the summertime, once the slogan took steam, that actually stated that if you tell a lot of the portion of America, would you like to defund the police, they will say no. But if you present it to them as if, would you have a problem with taking the money from police budgets to spread it out to other social services and other programs that may assist in a community, that was presented with extremely higher and accepted with higher regards and higher remarks. So it's not that he is against the actual defunding of the police, but he understands that people, especially now when quote unquote people feel that the police are under attack, they don't want to necessarily dive into that with that verbiage. And he's not necessarily wrong. And if anyone should be able to talk about that, it is Obama, who probably couldn't get a lot of things done the last 80% 80% of his presidency because of the messaging that the other side was offering their base between the Republicans and with the Senate and the House. So he understands how important that is. And I do think that we kind of have to take the emotion out of it, because I do feel like, especially now that Obama has become some sort of like punching bag for people who are kind of now being radicalized. And then so they take everything that he says and try to flip it very quickly instead of just kind of figuring out what he's trying to say. Because at the end of the day, you know, these things that if you're trying to get implemented, you are going to have to do some sort of legislature. And when we're talking about legislature, with the majority of the country not being, not only minorities, but they are probably, I guess, quote unquote, pro-police and of course, overwhelmingly white, you do have to bring some sort of unfortunate education to the table, because a lot of voters aren't that educated. So it's all about messaging. He didn't mean wrong. But at the same time, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it, because he's definitely been getting a lot of backlash. And I get it, it's Obama. So he's definitely said a lot of things in the past that has people, a little bit turned off and questioning even if he's an ally at this point. So people are very defensive about that. But I would love to hear what y'all got to say.
Jess, you have any thoughts on it? Any particular thoughts, or you're on mute? You're on mute. You mute.
Of course I am. Of course I
good.
am. Of course I am. I mean, I get it. I get what he's trying to say in a sense. Maybe just, I guess, trying to change the verbiage a little bit. Because me personally, when I first heard the term defund the police, I just automatically thought that people were just trying to literally
like get rid of the police, right?
But then I thought, yeah, right. And we had this conversation too on one of the episodes that we did. So I get it. But I also do feel like he's trying to keep his name, out there. I mean, Obama's always going to be relevant, right? But right now he's going to be saying certain stuff that's going to get people's attention because he has a book coming out. So he's trying to sell his book. So he's going to say these things so people can buy his book. But that's just my opinion. And I know you guys don't really agree with everything I say, and that's fine. But yeah, for the most part, I kind of get it as far as verbiage goes. If that makes sense.
No, I get it, and I think two things can be true. I think Obama, what he's trying to, and I understand it's multifaceted as to why people were upset and the context of what he's and what Obama actually said. So what he actually said, what he's talking from a politician's point of view on a strategic base. He's talking strategically, as with bureaucracy and everything, and trying to reach across the aisle and get people to understand. If you say defund the police, it's like they're going to block that move on the chessboard, right? When it comes to wheeling and dealing, because the other side, who actually wants to get things done as a legislature, is never going to go and support that because of their constituency. So that's the context in the prism in which he's trying to convey his message. Now, where he goes wrong with his messaging is people are triggered by President Barack Obama because of the lack of progress that specifically African Americans have made in the social justice space under his administration. So when he says things like, first of all, no one uses snappy. I guess that's an age thing. But when he says things like, it's a snappy slogan or whatever, and he was the king of slogans during his campaign, hope, change, yes, we can, all these different slogans that he portrayed. But then when we see during his, then when we see black bodies on the ground that are actually, and snappy was a dig. Right? When we see black bodies that are on the ground, we see the George Floyds, we see the Breonna Taylors, we see the Michael Browns, we see all the things that are going on with social justice, and we're talking like, wait a minute, all these things are happening, and it's because of the militarization of law enforcement. You should be on our side, and that's always been the dichotomy with Obama. It's like, Obama, you are supposed to be he was supposed to be T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman before Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa were really a thing. And because he's not, and because he's never embraced his blackness as a leader of black people. He's never embraced that. In fact, he's almost shied away from that. It's just another slap in the face to those constituencies, those people who voted for him, that have ride or die for Obama, who hold them in such high esteem and high regard for our people, for him to say, well, this is what our people are on the streets fighting for. We're not talking about respectability politics. We're talking about what actually needs to happen. Now, we can talk, behind closed doors of how we need to wrap it up. But when you're sitting on an interview with a Caucasian man and you talking that whole like, oh, it's a snappy thing, it's almost like you're giving us another slap in the face of the people that are actually on the grassroots, right? And let's talk about defunding, right? Defunding the police. I was one of those people that thought, well, maybe we should just call it reform. And then I was wrong. And I was like, well, it's not really reform, because you can't reform a broken system. It's still broken. So you have to actually tear it down and then rebuild it. That's not actually reform if the entire system is unjust. unjust. With him, when it comes to the message of defunding the police, in the United States, we've been defunding education for years. They've been cutting education budgets for years. We just don't call it defunding education, but they've been doing it specifically in predominantly African American communities and Latino communities, respectively. So when he says things like this, it says a couple things. One, Obama is still out of touch with his main constituency, which is black people. It's another slap in the face where black people are like, look, bro, we all know, and people have different feelings about how we view Obama's presidency and the impact it had specifically on African Americans. Not that trickle down bullshit that they keep trying to push on us. How we were specifically impacted by his policies, right? As opposed to what we're still trying to fight for now. And so what we don't want, and I think that's why people were checking him, what we don't want is for, during Joe Biden's administration, for Obama to be the mouthpiece to undermine what's going on in the grassroots, when the grassroots is the reason why Obama is actually president in the first place. So that's the problem, and that's why people were coming at him like that. And I really honestly think, and I know he's trying to push a book, and I know he's trying to do all these things that come out to the forefront, but Obama should be very cautious in these next 4 years that he himself doesn't tarnish his own legacy like Giuliani did with the Trump administration, right? Because Giuliani was a big hero, 9/11. Now he's a klutz, right? Nobody takes him seriously. Obama needs to be very careful. President Obama needs to be very careful of tarnishing his legacy by interjecting himself in conversation and undermining and not reading the room or the climate. Because now you've got activists that are heightened to his rhetoric. You have elected officials who have called him out and disagreed. And we're a very "what have you done for me lately" type of culture in America. We'll forget all that, yes we can, and change and all stuff, and be like, hey, who's this guy to tell us anything? And then people are going to really start letting him know where he's not going to be welcome anymore in the political space, where he will tarnish his political capital. And if Joe Biden wants to have a second term, he's going to be ineffective. Obama will be ineffective to go out and do these stump speeches, because he has done so much damage because of the things that he said during his time, during his presidency, that that's not the direction the people want to go. So do I think the conversation for defund the police is not going to go anywhere, just like the conversation for reparations for foundational Black Americans is not going to go anywhere. So anyone who's trying to have direct opposition or really dictate and tell people or tell activists, hey, this is what you should do, when you were in power and could have did something about it, right? We wouldn't have to talk about defunding the police if Obama passed some sort of federal legislation or an executive order to protect Black Americans from being gunned down by law enforcement. So it's like, bro, you didn't do your job. We're out here still trying to fight it. You don't have the authority or the right to tell us anything about the messaging. So that's what my take is on it.
So TJ, I have a question. Well, actually, I do think that it's funny that you spoke about the militarization of the police, because that is one thing, at least I do remember Obama doing as a direct result of what happened in Ferguson. Is that he made it extremely almost not only just slow down, but almost definitely slow down. So he couldn't completely stop it, but definitely slow down significantly via executive order the way that local police departments could get military weapons. And that was something that was rolled back as soon as Trump came into office. Now, but I will say that yourself as a grassroots organizer, because I do always hear this type of messaging from Obama, whether it be of course when voting comes around, even when the NBA, right? I always hear him, and I guess it seems to be a fault of his.
Yeah.
He always takes it a step further when a message comes out, right? So like this, he says, okay, well, this is the message, but this is what you need to do to get X amount of people to back your message, right? Or he'll say, all right, so if this is what you guys want to do, what is the plan in place, right? And then a lot of times, I will say a lot of people don't necessarily have a plan in place, at least when he's rebuttaling. So he says, okay, if you don't, you need to do X, Y, Z in order to get this done. And I do still hear him speaking as a community organizer.
Nah, he's way past that, bro.
Somewhat like get people to understand how you galvanize a lot of people, at least enough people to where you're able to go into these booths or you're able to go into these institutions and make these changes. As yourself, as a grassroots organizer, do you feel like, even though that may be intention, is he still missing the mark? And how can he be a solution-based advisory? Because that's that's what I feel like he's trying to do. It's like, yo, listen, I understand what you're doing. I get it. I love it. But this is what you need to do for concrete change. And a lot of times when he starts talking like that, people get offended because it's like, no, right now we're riled up. We're saying X, Y, Z. And he's like, understand that. But you're going to need these people, right? And at the end of the day, because unfortunately, there are still a ton of people who are either on the other side or just can be swayed, but they need to be spoke to, quote unquote, pacified. And if you're a politician, a lot of that's your job. Unfortunately, you have to pacify people. So how do you feel about that as yourself being a community organizer? How should he get that message across more potent without offending like like a newer generation of people who are?
Well, here's the thing. When as an organizer, it's one of those things, and I'm glad you asked that question and you phrase it the way it is, because I think it's important for people to understand the way in which Obama is talking, or when he talks about the movement or social justice issues, is almost it's likened to a house Negro telling field Negroes how to escape from oppression, right? So what I'm saying in the context, if you look at the plantation style, like we were a field Negro collectively, right? We're all in the system of white supremacy. Obama, you're a black man. You got your education, you had opportunities, whatever. You were supposed to go into the big house and bring liberation with you so that we can all be liberated, and we all supported you. But that's not what happened. What happened is that you kind of integrated and assimilated yourself into the culture of what's going on in the big house. So now that you've assimilated into that culture of what's going on in the big house, you now coming out to the bungalow over here with us, and while we're all strategizing, talking about, hey, how are we going to get freedom? How are we going to get liberation? How are we going to get justice? And he's over there in his nice threads in his social status talking about, well, I don't think y'all want to say that. It's like, bro, we told you that we put you to go into the big house on our behalf. And here you come out with your breath smelling like butter biscuits and wine because you're into the finer things in life. That things you know with the whole Trayvon. If I had a son, Trayvon, my son would look like Trayvon. It went from you saying that during your presidency while you were sitting there with people to maybe y'all shouldn't say that. We're not trying to hear that. So my answer to you is this. When you are put as a politician in a position of influence to do something for a people, even activists, right? There's time. It's like the military. I think the Marines have a line: "Lead me, follow me, or get the hell out the way." Right. Mm-hmm. So Obama, you had an opportunity to lead us. Your time is come and gone, and you've made it clear that you are the president of all of America and all the United States, and not just the president for just black people, right? Similar to how Kamala Harris said, and that's the rude awakening Kamala Harris's supporters are going to get, because she's already said she's not going to do anything specifically for black people. So but I digress. Follow you. There's people that have followed President Obama blindly in our community and have gotten nothing tangible for that loyalty or following him. So now it's the get the hell out the way portion of the game. You got your book, you got your podcast, you got Joe Biden in. Yo, go rest your feet, go soak your feet in some Epsom salt, my guy, because we have other voices now that are trying to do a work, and we don't need you undermining that work. Because if you want to talk about messaging and putting this thing to the forefront, you should have did it on your shift. This ain't your time right now. This is other people's time. Activism is a young person's, I wouldn't want to call it a game, but it's a young person's sport. Like, that's why I don't like seeing, even myself as a 34-year-old, I'm transitioning into the media space, and I don't say that I'm not an activist, but in the traditional sense of an activist, there are younger folks who are in 19, 20, 21, early 20s that are doing things or have a different philosophy or approach of doing things that I don't. But it's not my responsibility to be like, I can instill wisdom, but I'm not going to dictate to them, your message is wrong because you're not doing it the way that I would do it. And here's my strategy. And it's pretty much like the way he came off but it's a bit condescending. It was like, well, if a snappy slogan, well, if you really want to get something done, well, here you are telling us about getting something done, and every time we talk about or try to hold you accountable for getting something done, you always throw your hands up. Well, my hands were tied. So so as an organizer, that's how people perceive him. And like I said, he has to be very cautious, right? He has to be very cautious of how he is portraying himself, because eventually, right? Like, nobody likes, even in a family setting, right? No one likes the brother or the sister who's well off, right? Coming back to the family barbecue, talking about, is this what type of, is this what we eating today? I'm not used to this. Oh, this is what y'all should do. No. You don't live in this house.
Yeah.
No more. But you are other.
Yeah. What the funny thing is, I just think it's unfortunate that, people have, and everything that you're saying is, as far as what a lot of people feel about Obama, is completely true. But I do feel that it is unfortunate that people put all of that first before just listening to what he says, because I think everyone agrees in face value that he's not saying anything wrong. So I think a lot of people just put the feelings before the facts. And
it's because he triggers, because of Obama's inactivity in this particular space, he triggers a certain emotion when he said, because it doesn't come. It's like you have to give people grace for their good intention. When he says stuff about the social justice space, it automatically, people are defensive about it, because it comes off as you are dictating and pointing your finger or thumbing your nose down at us, when you are the one that were supposed to be responsible for doing the bulk of the work. You see what I'm saying? As we were supposed to support you.
What is the line between pointing a finger and giving giving constructive criticism? Is it the messenger? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yes, because if Michelle said that, it would not have triggered the same type of emotion.
I agree.
Yes,
I agree.
There are certain things that I can say that Michael B. Jordan can say to a woman that if I said the same thing would just be creepy. It's just certain things. Like it's just that's the case. Isn't that the antithesis of like is it I think someone had told me, I forget what comedian said it, but he said and I know I'm kind of veering off topic and going into a real gray area, but they said like sexual harassment is by perception. Like if Idris Elba says, if a guy that you perceive as ugly says or gives you an unwanted compliment, that's sexual harassment. But if Idris Elba or somebody who's attractive says something to you, that's not considered sexual harassment. It's all about, you're right. It's all about consent. It's all about the messenger. Right. And so
I do think that, and I do think that's a little bit dangerous because I do think that he does have, I do think that he has wisdom that can be used if you kind of take
him. He has the wisdom, but he does not have the political capital with the black, not I wouldn't say Black Lives Matter movement, but the black grassroots organizers and activists that are out here every day dealing with these law enforcement and over militarized law enforcement officers. President Obama does not have to deal with that on a daily basis. If in fact he is considered a part of that system, the reason that he is still invited to even speak like that is because we at least have the respect to say he is one of our elders. He was the first ever African-American president. So we don't want to tarnish him too bad. But but like Tupac said, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. What I'm saying is if he keep up with the mouth, trust me, Twitter, social media will drag him to the point where he will be relegated to someone who is basically a paperweight when it comes to politics. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan created all that stuff, created a career, tons of highlights. But on Twitter, he's a loser because everybody has he has a crying meme and stuff like that. He's not.
Listen, I don't know what Twitter you use.
No, but I'm saying like he's considered like he's not as high esteemed. Like people make fun and poke fun of Michael Jordan in his image. Like that's a thing on the internet. You see what I'm saying? So even Mayor Giuliani, 9/11 happened. 2001. Like. He was considered like a hero. People thought, Mayor Giuliani, whether you were a Democrat or Republican, you thought he could be the potential president of the United States one day. Yeah. Now he is a joke and a big joke. So if you don't toe the line, you can definitely get yourself embarrassed if you don't. What I say, what this podcast might be called, "Just Sit Your Ass Down." So if you don't sit his ass down, that could be the case. Moving on. We got we've got another one. Vaccine. Mm-hmm. All right. So real quick, President Obama, President Bush, all the former presidents, President Obama, President Clinton, President Bush decided that, hey, they are going to there was a story out that said that they're going to publicly take the new COVID-19 vaccine when it comes out. So everybody, I think they're doing this so that they can, let everybody know that it's safe. Obama has pulled this type of stunt before, where he went to Flint and he drank the water and was like, oh, look, this water is not poisonous at all. I'm having a nice glass of water right here. Look. Mm-mm. And then the people in Flint was like, that's not our water. You drink it. Like, so he's doing stuff like that. So my question to y'all, or for Soapboxx Nation who's watching or listening, is do you care that former presidents from both sides of the aisle have endorsed this vaccine? And do you feel comfortable taking the COVID-19 vaccine? What do you think, Jess?
I'm not taking it, period. And no, it doesn't make a difference to me because we don't even know if that's really what they're taking. So no, not at all. I'm still not taking it.
What about you, Ed? What do you say?
I'm cool.
And I will say this: some of them they're saying that if, and this is just rumors and it's my conjecture, they're saying that hey, if you don't take the COVID-19 virus, I mean, you could be, vaccine, not the virus. If you don't take the vaccine, they could potentially say, well, you won't get the next stimulus, you won't get the, you won't be able to fly or something like that. Like you won't be able to fly. Like they'll put certain restrictions in order to encourage people to get tested. So, so Alan, would you get the vaccine?
Well, first off, I don't believe that. That's just internet hearsay. That's probably not going to happen. Two,
no, it has to be true. It's on the internet. Like I looked.
No, that's not going to happen. One, two, I'm not going to take it just because I don't really take vaccines. I probably do, but I'm probably a little bit less apprehensive about it than other people are, just because I really do feel like things like this is just kind of a microcosm. Every single scientist in the world has been working on this nonstop for the last 8 months and have had all the money and resources to do it. So I'm not shocked that it's available. But three, like I said, the whole like the president's going on TV and doing it. It's not going to prove anything because people will find a reason to discredit it anyway. They're going to be like, that's just water. So, I mean, I understand why they're doing it, but if they're trying to sway people that way, it's not necessarily going to work.
I actually would take the vaccine, but I'm gonna let y'all go first. I'm gonna wait, just like I'm gonna wait on the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox. I'm gonna let a whole bunch of people go first. Let them work out the kinks. Let them, all that other good stuff, and then I'm gonna get it on the third wave. So if I got to quarantine and stay home or whatever, I'm gonna get it on the third wave because I don't know. It's like there's such distrust about the government, especially with Black people. You just don't know, you don't know if they have our best intentions. So, but as someone who is a diabetic, like there's certain medicines that I have that I'm wary of, not even that I don't want to take, but I have to take because it's your health. So, so I'm not discouraging anybody from taking it because I'm not going to act like I'm a scientist and I've done all the research. But I know for me, I'm gonna make sure if I was next in line, I'm gonna just tell like 3 or 4 people go ahead in front of me. Like that's just what, like I'm gonna just be like, yeah, y'all can go ahead. But if I did take it and then I start like clucking like a chicken or doing or having some sort of effect, like I'm gonna be mad and my ghost will haunt everybody out here in this bitch. Because what about you, Justin?
Have you ever gotten the flu shot?
Huh?
Have you ever gotten the flu shot?
I don't think I have.
I haven't.
I'm not a big medicine person, like taking medicine person. I'm not a big I don't like needles and stuff. Like I don't do a lot of that stuff. Like
I don't take the flu shot. I know people who have. My son, I let him take it once, and he still ended up getting the flu. So I just don't really trust vaccines, and I don't really think that having a vaccine for COVID necessarily means you're not going to get it. I feel like and I'm not a scientist either, so I'm just speaking opinion. I feel like you could still take the vaccine and still get the virus, and they'll come up with an excuse as to why you still might get it, just like they do with the flu shot. So I don't think it's right that they're making it a requirement.
It's not a requirement.
Or if they're going to make it a requirement, or if you don't take it, then there's certain things that you're going to be restricted from doing. I don't agree with that at all. I feel like if you have a negative test, then you should be free to do whatever it is that you need to do. And them forcing it on us is just wrong.
Yeah. Well, we have Soapbox Nations chiming in. Antoine, again, he said, thank you for tuning in. And for those who are watching, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Soapboxx Podcast with 2X on Instagram. He says he's not taking it. Carrie also said, absolutely not. I'm not taking it because they're taking it. Let's see who else. Anybody else that's and Christian. Hold on, let's see. He said, let me read. Give me a second. Requiring people to have a work permit for safety reasons. That work permit could be contingent on a negative COVID test. So they could put things in place. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to put things, I agree. They're going to put things in place that if you don't get this, then you won't be able to get certain benefits and stuff. And there's a lot of people that are still on unemployment. So if they're telling you that you can't get your unemployment unless they know that you have taken the vaccine or taken the precautions, then when we talk about economics, people are going to be in a situation where they're going to have to make a decision. I hate the fact that our government has put us in that predicament, but it's going to be pretty interesting down the line. But I agree. No one's going to give a damn that any of the presidents. This goes back to what I was saying before. No one's going to care that Bush, Clinton, or President Obama, like Bush. We got Bush and the whole 9/11 snafu and the Iraq War. We have the 94 crime bill was under Bill Clinton, and then we got President Obama who just put his foot in his mouth with defund the police. Like this is what I'm talking about when it comes to keeping your cachet up. Like you're not going to be able to say anything like these presidents. So who knows? There may be some people, and I think they're doing it because they're trying to. When I say they, I think the Democratic Party is trying to not lull people to sleep, but trying to have a sense of calm and get the COVID hysteria in check. Because a lot of people were like, "Look, if Trump is in it, they definitely weren't taking it." So I think they're trying. So the message is, well, let's get some credible presidents who aren't hated, right? Like Trump has no cachet. If you think, watch it once he's out of there. If he tweets anything about what's going on in the country, people are like, "Oh, get out of here, boo that man!" Like throw tomatoes at him. Like no one's gonna give a damn about what he said. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all go first. Soapbox Nation, y'all go first. Y'all let me know how it is. I'm gonna wait 6 months and then we'll go from there. All right, let's hit it, y'all. Let's have some fun. Let's go let's talk about Keep or Cancel. Jess and Alan, what we got for Keep or Cancel?
Yes, so we're going to start by talking about these celebrity boxing fights. Then, Alan, I'm going to kick it to you. Let us know. We keeping on canceling this and why, but tell us more about it for some people who may not know about it.
Oh, man, so this past weekend, there was an event thrown by Thriller, actually, which is dope, which is an app, and it had some celebrity boxing matches. The two biggest ones was, of course, Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. Now, this is less of a celebrity boxing match because they are actually boxers, but it was an exhibition. There was no winners allowed to be called. But what really took over the night was Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. Now, Nate Robinson, of course, is a former basketball player. Jake Paul is a YouTube star, from what I've been told. Now, my man Nate Robinson is all of 5'8". Wait!
Don't try to hedge the bet. New York great, do it right.
Wait! Hold on.
Knicks legend.
I was describing him. My man Nate Robinson, all of 5'8", two-time dunk champion, former New York Knick, as well as 7 other teams, versus Jake Paul, who had done a celebrity boxing match earlier this year. And my man Nate took the short end of the stick. Man, it was a long night with the memes, but I think everybody was thoroughly entertained at the end of the day. Also, shout out to Mike Tyson. I was kind of scared for him. I didn't know what type of mode he was going to snap back into once he got in the ring. But after the fight, he was level-headed. He was cool. He was calm. Shout out to my man Mike. Shout out to Roy Jones Jr. I thought from everything that the content alone provided, seems like this company, they got a hit. They had Snoop Dogg calling the fight as well. So
I do have a clip, by the way.
Yes. Snoop has done some voiceover work before, and we've always said that he needs to do more. I was glad that they just let my man do his thing. Speaking of the clip, run that thing. Let me hear my man Snoop.
Caught him. Oh my God! Lord have mercy! Oh Jesus! Lord!
Snoop, talk about dropping it like it's hot, baby.
Take my hand.
Holy, got up.
Lead me on. Let me stand.
Nothing funny about what's happening with Nate Robinson, but Snoop Dogg is singing the hymns. He's trying to get Irene. Oh, Lord! Mamma Mia, the problem child, proving to be a big.
Hey man,
shout out to Snoop and Mark on commentary. He used to be with NXT, man. So that was the guy who said "Mamma Mia." I forget his last name. I think it's Rosilio or something like that. But yo, that was
yeah. So shout out Snoop. Shout out to the big cuz. Now for me personally, I'm definitely gonna keep it, especially in a panoramic we're in right now. We need some content, man. Yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think.
I think
it's Mark Ronaldo. Hold on, they're telling me in the chat. Okay, let's see. Alton says it's Mario Ronaldo. I don't know why I can't. I'm not being able to see it. Is that? Am I pronouncing it right? Ronaldo, I think it is. But yeah, I like his commentary. His play-by-play. I love it. I think I'm gonna keep it because I think I love seeing Mike back in the ring. Evander Holyfield came out and was like, "Hey, he wants to go in the ring with Mike Tyson next." I think that would be a dope fight. I think everybody would want to watch it. I don't care that they're older. I don't care that they look like two drunk uncles fighting. I just want to see. I want to see them, and I also want to see like, if they really want to get ratings, if I put my promoter hat on, like that's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to start having some of these activists and some of these supporters of the Black Lives Matter, and then some of these law enforcement officers who do these things. That's what I would sentence them. That's what we don't need Nate Robinson in the ring. Go ahead and put what's his face? What's his name? George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman need to be in this. Go ahead and put George Zimmerman in the ring with Mike Tyson. But I think I'm all for it. It's good entertainment. It's good content. What you think, Jess?
I definitely think we should keep it. Like you said, it's entertaining. Snoop is hilarious. I think they should keep him. I think he should continue doing that. The only thing with the celebrity boxing fights, I feel like, and I didn't really watch it, so it's more so from what I read. I feel like they could be more realistic. I know there was a draw, but a lot of people were saying that it wasn't a draw. And I don't know. I want to see some like blood and stuff like that. Like I want to see like a real fight, not a watered down fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think we should definitely keep it.
Yeah. No doubt. What we got? Yeah, let's see. We got
my man's Drizzy Drake.
So, I didn't. Do I have a Drake picture? Hold on. I don't know if I did my job right.
Oh.
Nope, I don't. I get one. But go ahead, Jess.
It's okay. So
Drizzy,
go ahead, Ali. You gonna say something?
No. I was gonna let you swoon.
So Drake, for you guys who don't know, which if you're living in a box, you don't. He's a rapper, singer, and he launched a line of candles, and one of them he has actually smells like him, and he's gonna call it Carby Musk. And the only thing about this candle is that it's $80. Now, I like buying my candles. I get my candles at Bath & Body Works, and I paid $24 for them. And for me, that's a lot. So I always wait for the sale, like it's $16. And sometimes, like I'll hip you guys another time of how you can get like free candles from them, just because your candle doesn't burn all the way. Now, with Drake, he's coming out with this line. One of those candles is gonna smell exactly like him. And at first I was like, yes, take my money, but $80, I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to pay that. TJ, would you pay $80 for one of your favorite celebrity scents?
If Tessa Thompson came out with a candle, let it burn. Let it burn. Like it. Now let me not say that because I might meet her one day and she'd be like, "Oh, this guy is really a creep." No, there's not. I love smells. I love women who like the body sprays and stuff. I love that, and I also love candles too. But to have a candle smell like somebody, nah, I'm good. I really don't even like candles that smell like food. Like who wants a whole house to smell like Cinnabon or something like that? Like I don't like apple cider smells and stuff. I don't like that. I like, give me a green candle, give me some, blue one that smells like the ocean or something like that. But not smelling like somebody, I don't know. But I don't know. Beyonce candle might be dope.
Alan, what
Oh,
do you
the
think?
price? Nah, I'm not worried about the price. It's I don't know, maybe a Beyonce. I've always wondered how she smells. Is that weird? Because she might smell amazing. You got to think Beyonce might have like the most. Her or Rihanna might have like the best type of like body spray. Whatever. Like I don't know. Like I get intoxicated with stuff like that. Like that's a turn on. So I don't know. I'm trying
that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I would like that. I want that. I want my house to smell like Drake. But I'm not trying to pay $80 for that.
So my thing is this, right? You can't really. I think that it's like a scam, right? Because you can't really bottle up BO. So I just feel like the candle is gonna be whatever cologne that he generally wears, and whatever it'd be like a cologne and a soap mixture. It's not gonna smell like Drake. It's gonna smell like his fragrance of choice. So that nigga cheating.
You're right. I didn't even think about it like that.
Like yeah, like
it's not gonna smell like his body sweat. His BO.
Yeah, because what does that even mean? Like, how do you eat? Like scientifically, I don't even know if that's possible. So the candle is just gonna smell like whatever his choice of fragrance is at the time.
Yo, Morgan, what's good? Morgan said, "What's up?" from the TJ Chapman show. And Bottomless Conversation said, "What's up?"
Hi, Morgan.
Soapbox. Alan, why'd you have to say it so sultry like that? What's
my bad.
I'm gonna let y'all have.
Lady come in the chat. I had to get.
Do I need to let Morgan? Do you have a candle that you could send Alan? Because candles by Morgan. What up, Morgan? Shout out to her. So are we keeping canceling that?
We gonna cancel. No, you know what? I can't cancel my man's. We gonna keep it, but in the back of my mind, I'm canceling it.
Jess out here lying. She knows Amazon. She can
two. She need two.
Only because Alan made a valid point. It's like it's not gonna smell like his BO. It's gonna smell like his fragrance. Like whatever he puts on him, you can simply go to the store and buy that cologne and just spray it in your house or spray it on yourself. You know
Jess, if you had a fragrance, what would your fragrance smell like?
My fragrance would smell like something sweet, very sweet. I love smelling sweet.
My fragrance smells like my fragrance smells like Hot 6 oil. You know that Hot 6 oil that you buy that's like 6-in-1. That's how I use on my body. So that's what I smell like. The African oils.
6-in-1.
Fresh. Yes.
You got that.
Morgan actually said, "Wait a minute." Morgan said, "Hey y'all," and she put the hard eyes. I don't know. I don't know if that's for me or for Alan. I'm gonna assume Alan.
No, she's gang. You know, she's been on here before.
But she did say that Erykah Badu had a coochie candle. Her coochie is just like a general. I don't know. I don't know if we need coochie. I honestly would. I couldn't. I mean, my dick smells great, but I'm not gonna have. I wouldn't have a dick scent candle. Who do you buy that? Who would buy that?
It's sold out.
Huh? His candle?
Out. Yeah. Well, I don't know about the coochie candle, but I know it is like a fragrance that she was selling. Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
It's sold out. Yeah. Shout out to Erykah Badu. Hey, it's a hell of a flip. Drake gonna make a lot of money on that. So shout out to him. I can keep it off the business sense alone. Who? Drake?
Didn't he get? Oh no, Chris Brown just got an OnlyFans. Look, man, these people out here trying to. Yeah,
I thought it was Trey Songz. You sure about that? You sure it's Chris Brown? I know Trey Songz.
I know people think they're the same person, but it's Chris Brown.
Chris Brown announced it.
Huh?
Chris Brown announced that he's making an OnlyFans, or he made an OnlyFans.
Okay. Because I know Trey Songz recently did it too, and Michael B. Jordan. Brothers, listen, I know times is rough in the panoramic.
2021. Soapboxx XXX, telling you. OnlyFans. It's on him. Take my money. My house and my car. All right, go ahead.
Moving on.
Go ahead. Keep it canceled.
Last week we was talking about niggas ain't shit. And like I said, sometimes women don't like to say that. Like, we don't want to say niggas ain't shit. We want y'all to be everything. Yes. We don't want to say that. But sometimes y'all do some stupid ass stuff that don't make no sense, like Malik Beasley, who is an NBA star, was seen out with Larsa Pippen. And he's a married man. He was in her Instagram comments publicly okay, saying that he would like to take her out, and they were spotted holding hands. Now, TJ, when you look at this situation, a married man publicly trying to get at this chick, okay, and then out in public, would you then agree with me that niggas ain't shit? These types.
Let me go ahead and look, because I'm trying to look for the photo here, because I thought I had it. Let me see. I need to see the evidence first.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, so he's married, right?
Yes, he's married. His wife had no idea about any of this. She did not know about like the comments that was left on Instagram. She did not know that they were out together.
Wait, how did she not know about the comments? She not following her own husband on Instagram?
She did not know. She did not know.
All right, let's look at the so his wife is the one so his wife so his wife is the one with him and the baby, right? I'm assuming.
Yes, it is.
And then the girl, Larissa Pippen, with the overalls with no bra on. Ow, spicy. She's the one holding his hands in the mall with him in the drink, right? Yeah. Shout out to, look, I will say this. He can't be not shit because he has his mask on.
Oh my God.
In the mall. So he is at least taking a precaution. He does care about others. Listen, and clearly he has a type because they both look the same. I thought it was her, and maybe that's what happened. Maybe he thought that was his actual wife, but no. I am going to. What is the question? Are we keeping it canceled? Because I'm not gonna say that he made. That's an ain't shit move, but I'm not gonna say all men ain't shit because of what.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying all men ain't shit. I'm saying these types.
Well, yes. First of all, he's clearly young and dirty macking because either that or his wife is lying. Because how is he that comfortable to knowing that he's an NBA player, right? And he's in the mall. You're that comfortable walking around with Larissa Pippen, and everybody knows Larissa Pippen's out here in the streets. Even her son, like she's just out here. She was linked to Future, and then she come out and say she brought Tristan Thompson to the Kardashian party, and the Kardashian party, Kardashian girls kinged her. Was like, where he could elevate, and Chloe was with Tristan like a month later. So yeah, she's out here. But honestly, I mean, for him, if you married and you got a baby, and you should. I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't do it. Of course, I wouldn't do it. But
he's a dog. Period.
But he wasn't hiding it. That's what Alan. That makes it weird.
He's a dog. That's what they do. Fuck niggas like that don't care. They don't care. They'll do their dirt because they think they're not.
I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you blacklight him because she knows who she's marrying. She knows what she got into. So clearly, there's a mystery.
The article says that she was blindsided when she saw the pictures of them. She was blindsided. She had expected him to come home to Minnesota for his 24th birthday, and he never came back. He didn't come back for whatever reason. So look, she didn't know. She's obviously saying that like she's blindsided. So there's some women who genuinely don't know. There's some women who genuinely choose to believe that they're with a loyal nigga. And that seems like that was the case here. So please, let's not justify him, TJ. Let's not do that because he's a grown-ass man who made the decision to get married and still chose to be out in public with another girl. So please, TJ, save that.
So guys can't be friends. Y'all are controlling. Y'all want to control. I'm going. So he can't have friends. He can't have friends.
Yeah, okay. So if your wife was walking around the mall holding hands with another guy, the same guy that she's commenting under his picture saying, "I would love to take you out," you wouldn't have an issue with that. Come on, let's be real.
A basketball player too at that.
But he's
a basketball player, right?
But he's a basketball player. First of all, I don't blame Larissa Pippen because one, she's not married. I mean, she's not. Is she married to Scottie Pippen still?
She knows that he's married though. I don't know about her, but she knows that.
Okay, all right. If you're in a relationship, it's your responsibility to have the decorum. It's not the responsibility of the other person who's out there in the street. They shouldn't care. They should ethically, but it's really not their responsibility to care about what's going on in your relationship, right? There's no honor amongst thieves here, right? And plus, she cheated on her husband, so clearly she doesn't care about any sort of holy matrimony, right? So Allegedly, I don't. In case I don't get it, I don't have it right. Allegedly, right? So, yeah. I mean, I just think it's weird unless he's just got that much. Look, if she doesn't leave him or he's not, whatever, then let him do it in peace. That's all I'm saying. Like, he's wrong for it, but if he ends up doing this again, and I'm gonna just put it that way, if he ends up doing something like this again, that's that out front and that egregious, and his wife is not out here trying to leave him, then she might as well let him go ahead and do it in peace and live in peace. Am I wrong?
TJ, I just really feel like if the tables were turned, you would not be saying the same exact thing. You would be saying to cancel the girl.
Not for me.
Those double standards is like, it's irritating. Like, it irritates me.
No, it's not a double standard. What I'm trying to say is that there's a certain. She knows. First of all, NBA players have a different lifestyle than I do, right? That I could only aspire to have. Like, and she herself, I don't buy. Like, right? You know what your significant other is doing, and you're on their Instagram, so you can't be like, I had no idea that he was first, unless you're not following him. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not following him on Instagram, you're not looking at his Instagram stories, like you're oblivious, you have no idea. That I don't buy, but I will say that I don't buy. Should he have done it publicly? No. What I am saying is he's wrong to have done it publicly. And he's wrong to have done it really, well, that's between him if he did it at all, right? What I'm saying is, if we hear another story of him thirsting for some other thought out there on Instagram or whatever, and they end up chilling and hanging out, and he's still married, because now she's got information, and she still stays with him, then she might as well let him do it in peace, because she's setting the standard, and she knows that he knows that she's not going to leave. Is that fair?
I mean, yeah, like we brought up the situation with the Emily and the Fabulous on one of the episodes too. And I was one of the people who said that if she chooses to go back with him, then that's her decision and we shouldn't get in the middle of that. So yeah, I'm not going to be a hypocrite on what I said, but that still doesn't justify that he is a bitch ass nigga, period.
Ooh, that's spicy. That's very well. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna, but yeah, you're right. All right. I'll let you have it. Can we look? I just want to, just for research purposes, just look at the pictures one time. Those are not the same people. Alan,
the one with the blonde hair is his wife and their baby, and then the other one is you already know.
He clearly has a type. Like they look the same. And
I think they put him in that picture, but I don't think they look alike.
I think it's wild though, because she was like, look, she was at the house and she was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna wear this bra, but I'm definitely gonna wear this mask.
Hey.
I was like, go ahead, Alan.
The corona is not transmitted through the titties. I don't see a problem with it.
I mean,
so what are we doing? Are we keeping or canceling him, Alan?
She said it like Alan. What do you?
I don't even know what this means. What is canceling a grown man on my? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Should she cancel? Oh, let me put it this way: Should the wife keep or cancel his ass?
I mean, they're 24 years old. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
I don't condone that behavior, by the way, but reality tells me that she's not leaving him.
Wait, trust me, she's not. And does he have a prenup? That's what I'm thinking. If he has no prenup and he's out there acting reckless like this, he needs a mentor. And if you need a mentor, please follow us at the Soapboxx Podcast with 2X on Instagram. I will mentor you, because there's no way that you can be married to her and be that reckless with your pimping game and out here just in the streets holding hands. You don't hold hands with somebody. That's what I'll cancel him for that. You don't hold hands with someone you're not in a relationship with. What kind of simps? Nah, you don't do that. Yeah, you're right, Jess. You don't hold hands. Listen, that's intimate stuff. That's boyfriend girlfriend stuff. That's not what you do. All right. Okay. If you're gonna do your dirt, do it. But it's almost like Larissa Pippen. Now come to think of it, it's almost like Larissa Pippen like encouraged him to do that, so that she could be in the press. Not saying that manipulated him, but like, yo, if If it's like a transactional thing where he's just trying to have sex with her and sleep with her on the low, like what benefit to him does it that he has?
On the low. If it was on the low, you wouldn't be leaving public comments. You would be in her DMs. If it was on the low, you wouldn't be walking publicly.
Why are you? You know what? I'm gonna cancel him. You don't hold hands with your side. You don't hold hands with your side chick in the mall. There, I said it. Cancel him. Period. That's it. That's it. I'm glad we got there, Jess. I'm glad. They said Soapbox Nation. A lot of them saying cancel him. Let's see if anybody says to keep him.
Nobody.
They said Larissa is canceled too.
That's right. She is canceled for sure.
She's out here living her life. But if women are wearing overalls with no bra, if that's going on in 2021, I support that.
Let me tell you something. In 2020, people aren't wearing clothes, period. So that's normal. She got more clothes.
Nah, that's nasty because we still got people ain't taking the vaccine. People are like, vaccine? No. Overalls, no bra? Yeah, sure. I'll wear a mask. All right, keep it canceled. What's the next one, y'all?
Well, it's not really keep or cancel, but we're talking about couple news. Just an update. It's rumored that Lori Harvey, beautiful, gorgeous woman, has she was spotted with Michael B. Jordan in her hometown over Thanksgiving, and they're rumored to be dating. Now they haven't confirmed if it's true or not, but I am definitely here for it. They are two good-looking people, and I think they would make a bomb-ass couple.
Why do we I have a question. Why do we say that they are dating if dudes is just trying to smash? Like, I hate that. It's celebrities where they're like, new celebrity couple, and it's just like, they're clearly probably, like, if they go to an event, and we'll talk about the next one, if they go to like an event or they're doing like a movie premiere or whatever, I could say, okay, that's dating. But if they're like ducked off, like, I don't know, man. I just think it could just be that they're sticking together.
I mean, you could be ducked off and dating.
I just rather we just
how I date. I'm ducked off.
I just rather, and respectfully, I just rather if some of these women out here are just being escorts for who they, for athletes, whoa. Let's put it this way. I'm not, and look, we are not going to shame the naked hustle, right? But we're gonna speak truth and call it what it is. If you are a woman who is transactional, right? Whether it's like, I want more clout, I want more fame, or you're a dude who is a John who's like, look, I'm just gonna give you this paper, or I'm gonna do this, and we just gonna have a transactional, and you're two respecting adults. I'd rather we just call it what it is rather than going through the charade of.
None of them need that, though. None of them need the clout. They both already have the clout.
Yeah, what does this have to do with Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey?
Right.
Well, Michael B. Jordan's a more what does Lori Harvey do? But be sexy and
20. Who needs to do anything when your parents are rich? Who cares?
Exactly. Facts.
What do I need a talent for? I'm rich.
Look, and people probably assume that too because it was over Thanksgiving weekend or around Thanksgiving. So, like, I mean, are you really with someone you're just smashing on the holidays? I don't think so. So, I mean,
if it's Lori Harvey, yes.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I can see like why people would make that assumption, but it's just a rumor. It's not even verified. It's not true.
So is Steve? So did she have? So Michael B. Jordan showed up, and Steve Harvey was there. Was that the at the Thanksgiving table?
Let me call her and ask her, TJ.
Hey, Lori Harvey could live her best life. It just seems like there's a lot of people that she's out here, she's around, she's touring, she's doing her thing. So she has turn.
And leave her alone.
Oh, is that what we call it?
Anyways, and then we also have confirmed. It's not a rumor no more. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky have confirmed their relationship, and despite like people asking them, "Are you guys dating? Are you guys dating?" They have denied it, and they finally admitted, yes, they are dating, and I'm definitely here for that too. Two very talented, beautiful people.
I feel like they date every 4 years or something like that.
Why you say that?
I just feel like that. I know these rumors started like in 2011, 2012, when they had the video together, Fashion Killer. And then a couple years after that. So I just feel like this rumor or relationship just kind of pops up every 4 to 5 years or so. So shout out to them. I hope they're happy. ASAP Rocky, Harlem in the building. That's a W for us. You heard?
I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this.
Why?
I don't have to explain myself. I just want to cancel it.
All right.
Player hater.
Well, goodness. Well,
I
that's
don't like ASAP Rocky
Rocky
because didn't we do a story? Isn't ASAP Rocky the same dude that was like, oh, yo, I don't know nothing about that Black Lives Matter stuff, and then he went over? Didn't Trump have to get him out overseas? Didn't we do that in some of our earlier episodes?
Get him out.
Or wasn't that a thing? Like he was overseas somewhere and he
it was a thing. Yeah.
That's the
yeah,
same
he was
dude,
in Sweden.
right?
He was locked up in Sweden.
Yes, and I think on this podcast, I told everybody I don't give a damn about him anymore. And I did say that on the podcast. Yeah. So yes, I'm gonna stay consistent and say, brother, I don't care. So I'm gonna just be like this and give you this one of these faces. If you date Rihanna, so whatever. Yeah, that was him. Yeah. All right.
That was him. Well, that's what we have for Keep or Cancel. TJ, what do we have next?
That was Keep or Cancel. Salute for next segment, Soapbox Salute. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. It has happened, okay? It has finally happened. I'm talking about, and my big salute for this week, LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball is the dad of LaMelo Ball, who plays for the Charlotte Hornets, who just got drafted, the second overall pick. LiAngelo Ball, who just signed a non-guaranteed contract with the Detroit Pistons. And Lonzo Ball, who used to be with the Lakers, but is now with the New Orleans Pelicans. LeVar Ball had a vision, and he said that all of his boys are going to be playing in the NBA. Do you know how hard it is for a black man? One, let's just say a person to raise a child anyway, right? It's hard to raise a child, period. But do you understand how hard it is to is my mic fading out? I'm sorry, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yo, it's hard enough to win the lottery and have one of your kids make it to the NBA. But to have 3 make it to the NBA, and to not only have 3 make it to the NBA, create your own, you created a brand, you went out there and told everybody this was going to happen, and then it actually did happen. You put your family on the map by your antics or whatever. You're an involved dad. I think everybody needs to salute LeVar Ball for calling his shot, for letting everybody know this is what's going to happen. My family, my boys are going to make it to the NBA. And he said this is only the beginning. So I'm all for it. I think it's dope. And I'm excited to see it. And hopefully one day, his next phase was he wanted them all on the same team. So, but you can't hate on this brother, this black man who sat there, called his shot. Everybody called him crazy. They tried to ostracize him. They tried to make him out to be some sort of like overprotective, hovering dad and make him look at, paint him in a negative light. But all he did was raise 3 boys, 3 black children, and got them to and ushered them and got them into the NBA. Not only that, but when he took LiAngelo and LaMelo out of and withdrew them from UCLA, everybody thought he was crazy because they said LaMelo was going overseas to play basketball. Oh, he's not going to get drafted, yada, yada, yada. And now he was the 2nd overall pick. So big up to LeVar Ball and the Ball family for balling out. I think that's an amazing story, and I look forward to seeing what all of them do, all the Ball brothers do in the NBA.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to my man LeVar, man. It's the Big Baller brand. Never lost, never will, never.
I gotta get a shirt, man. I never got a shirt. Those gotta be collector's item. Now
I got 2 hoodies and I got 2 shirts. It's the business. It's a Big Baller house over here. And definitely look out for Lonzo. I think Lonzo's gonna have a really big year this year, especially now that Drew Holiday is with the Bucks. I think he's gonna get loose. Him and Zion is going to create havoc. Brandon Ingram coming into his own. Steven Adams is a good pickup, banging down low. So I think Lonzo's going to have a really, really good year. I know Jello's contract is not guaranteed, but I think, the Pistons are so thin that if he's what I think he is, he'll be fine. He could shoot the rubber off that thing. So shout out to LeVar, shout out to Tina, balling the family.
Too. Yep.
Yeah. I'll be watching that on Facebook and all that sometimes. I gotta catch up. But yeah, shout out to the Ball family.
Actually, I definitely want let me go ahead and I want to bring this up. Oh man, where is it at? Because I found it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Where is it at? Oh, where's it at? Hold on. I'm looking for where's my Facebook stuff. Facebook. Where is it at?
What are we looking for?
Oh, shout out to LeBron. Yo, LeBron James. I know we didn't really talk about this, but LeBron James just signed a contract, an extension for $85.7 million, right? The 4-time NBA champion, who is now, I forget how old he is, but by the time he's done with his contract, he'll be 38. He signed his contract because the NBA has a rule that you can't have a multi-year contract in the NBA after the age of 38. I didn't even know that. But LeBron James, in 2 years, will make $85.7 million. The breakdown to that is $3.57 million a month, $117,397 a day, $4,891 an hour, $82 a minute, and $1.36 per minute. And I say all that to say LeBron James is still grossly underpaid. So to the value that he brings to a franchise, to a city, the amount of people that profit off of him, he's still underpaid, but salute to him as well. Yo, Alan, Jess, let's hit it with the moral of the story. What's your moral of the story? Alan, what's your moral of the story?
Wow, my moral of the story for today is, well, you know how I give it up. Wear your mask, brush your teeth, get your vaccine if that's your thing. And also, man, I just wanted to send my love out. Well, first off, send the love out to the squad, my whole Soapboxx squad. I know I ain't been here in the last couple of weeks. So I appreciate y'all holding it down. Also, I want to send a big shout out to everyone who had a rough holiday and may have a rough holiday coming up, just because, we definitely still in the pandemic. And, unfortunately, people are being affected by it, COVID and non-COVID. Also, Mitch McConnell looks like Franklin the Turtle, and he's an asshole.
Jazz, what's your moral of the story?
Moral of the story. Look, guys, go out and have fun. Live your best life. Try not to twerk on people's furniture because, they don't really like that. But have fun, And also to the bitch ass niggas, if you want to live a double life, just be single because, we don't got time for that. And that's it. That's all I got to say.
Yo, shout out to everybody on. Thank you for that, Jess. Shout out to everybody in Soapboxx Nation holding it down with us all year. We're not done yet, but I'm just letting y'all know, it's been a really trying year. We're gonna finish up this year strong. Thank you. I just want to say thank you and just give gratitude for everybody who watches, listens, follows us on Instagram. We're always we're fluid. We're very fluid here at the Soapboxx, trying to come up with new content. We're always looking at our different layouts, try to be a lot more professional. But this train is going to keep rolling. So I look at the season we had towards the last couple months. We've all got had some sort of personal things or things going up that's come up and different adversity. But I'm very proud of my team that we all stuck together. We've adjusted, and I think we came out stronger with it because now. When we have some new things that are coming up 2021, now we can kind of rotate around and do some and have some new content and some new interviews and invite some people on. We're going to get back to inviting people on as guests as well. So I really want to just thank y'all. Make sure you are taking care of your mental health. Yes, it is the holiday season. I understand that there's a lot of other people that are unemployed and there are people that may not have, and there are a lot of people who are less fortunate. So be mindful, be kind to people, and also, most importantly, be kind to yourself. So for Alan, for Jesse, for Javonni, who is not here, who will be back next week, I am TJ Legacy. This is the Soapboxx Podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. We are out. Peace.